People tend to respect you more when you do less, not because you're doing nothing, but because you're doing only what matters. We were raised to believe that respect comes from being impressive, that we must be loud to be seen, and tireless to be loved. But those who have walked quietly through storms, who've endured without explaining, know a colder, clearer truth. Real respect isn't granted through noise, it's earned through discipline and restraint. The world does not stand in awe of the one who runs after everything. It watches the one who chooses what is worth his time. Doing less isn't weakness, it's a quiet show of power. You don't need to do more to be worthy. You do less because your energy is too valuable to waste. When you speak only when needed, your voice carries more weight. When you don't beg for validation, people give it freely. When you walk away in silence, your presence lingers longer than their words. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Why? Because while others seek to be seen, we train ourselves in private, in solitude, in silence, in self-mastery. We reject the exhausting theater of performance. We know that defending ourselves with words wastes energy better spent becoming stronger. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." So we act, not to convince, but to align with our truth. We don't chase approval, we choose our direction. We don't argue for worth, we embody it. Respect isn't something you hunt. It's something you attract through the weight of what you no longer need. You want respect? Then do less, but do it with unwavering purpose. Be quiet when others shout. Stay centered when others rush. Remain inward while others perform. Then they'll ask, how can a man so still hold such a powerful presence? Because the deepest oceans move the least. The strongest men are rarely the loudest. And there's another reason people respect the one who does less. In a world obsessed with urgency, you become timeless. They sprint, you stay. They burn, you endure. They beg for attention, you command it through calm. Seneca once warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." We do less not to hide from life, but to stop being hijacked by its illusions. By moving slowly, we regain ownership of time. By speaking rarely, we conserve our strength. By needing nothing, we become immovable. That is why they can't ignore you. When you stop chasing worth, you start radiating it, quietly, completely, unshakably. And perhaps most importantly, doing less teaches others to value your presence, not your performance. Most people exhaust themselves proving they're useful, always available, always responding, always pleasing. But the wise man learns what Marcus Aurelius understood. Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect. By stepping back, we draw lines without having to speak. By being still, we show how rare inner peace truly is. And in that rarity, people pause. People pay attention. Because you've stopped echoing the world's noise. You've become the silence that cuts through it. Respect expands in mystery. When you reveal less, people imagine more. When you act less, your actions become deliberate. When you speak less, your words grow heavier. You shift from being easy to read, to impossible to pin down. And no man controls what he cannot read. That's what Epictetus meant. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Not because you are, but because only a disciplined mind can master invisibility. Doing less is not hiding, it's becoming untouchable. And when you become untouchable, they start watching in silence. Because deep down, they know, the quiet ones are building something dangerous. Doing less is a declaration of inner abundance. When you no longer crave praise or chase validation, you unveil a terrifying strength. Seneca warned, "It is not the man who has too little, but the one who craves more who is poor." And in action, this means the man who constantly proves himself is still imprisoned by others. But the man who no longer performs commands the stage without stepping on it. We don't chase, we attract. Not through noise, but through stillness. Not by proving, but by becoming. Because true respect isn't earned by shouting into the world. It's earned by being unmoved by it. And the one who needs the least is the one they can never control.